Okay, we had some network issues, so we're back. It's supposed to be for 2 hours, yeah. So we're back now. So, just to be sure, our network is fully connected back. Okay, good. So 1 second. Okay, good. So I was saying something. I said, for you to say you know a musical genre is different from saying you have an idea. Now, a lot of people make this mistake. Now, for you to understand and say you know a musical genre, it means you know at least, I'm just using this, at least, it's supposed to be more. At least two popular universal songs or music pieces in that genre of music, or in that genre, that any player anywhere can understand and jam with you. Let's take for example jazz. Jazz is a universal, like it's very popular, you understand? So you can't just come on stage. Okay, so I'm gonna take this a little bit lower. You can't just come on stage and say you know how to play jazz. No. So let's say we have a jazz musician from the Philippines and you are a jazz musician from the UK. There are some jazz musical pieces that will be understood by everybody, no matter where you are. It's just like the first alphabet you learn in your school. You have the R and A, B, C, D. Anybody who went to school or even who starts reading whatever would understand what is A, B, C, D, no matter where they are in the world. So you can start going complex and the rest, but they know the basic things. The same thing with jazz or any musical genre. If you say you know jazz and you meet a strange band you've not met before, oh, can you play any jazz music? For you to play, you can, okay, can we play Take 4? Take 4 is a popular jazz music. Can we play Jazz on My Mind? It's a popular jazz music that all the players must have rehearsed one time or the other. You can't just come on stage and say, I can play jazz, and you just start playing something and you expect the band to flow. Especially if you're doing a solo performance, it's different. So, saying you know a genre, this applies to every genre. And that is why if you are an R&B, you play R&B, you play classical, you play hip hop, you play makossa. For example, let's say R&B, you must know 2 R&B songs. If they say, oh, do you have any R&B weekend flow? You can okay, you take 2 of Aru Kelly's song or any R&B music, but it is you must know 2 R&B music that the audience will even relate with, not the self one you composed. You understand? That means you know that genre of music. Having an idea is you can just improvise on it, pick some chords and play. Because every genre of music so far was actually crafted out of creativity. And that creativity might be out of a music composition that gave birth to that genre. So you cannot disassociate a genre of music from a composition of that genre. You understand? You cannot differentiate it. So there's always a song that everybody will understand. If you come from makossa, which is a very popular African genre, once you sing makossa praise, hey, my Lord is good. No matter where you play that song, everybody knows it. I can decide to sing some other makossa songs and people might not know. You understand? But once I'm able to play, and that is why if you say you can play Makossa, it is because you can. If you say you know Makossa, it's because you can play at least 10 songs out of it. So for every genre of music you feel you know that you can play, you should be able to have scored at least 5 original songs or pieces from it before you start getting creative on yourself. Like, you start creating your own progressions, your own flow. You start composing your own music and the rest. I can't just come on stage and say, okay, I want to play jazz. This is my self-composed jazz. I mean, you're working with a band. You're going to work with people. You're going to play for an audience. You have to do something popular, something that gave birth to that genre, that is a principality in that genre for people to understand. You understand? So you can have an idea about a musical genre. It doesn't mean you know. Now, for you to say you know a song also, it means you know the verse of the song, the intro of the song, the chorus of the song, the outro of the song, the bridge of the song. You know the syncopations, the chord progressions, the key, even the sounds and melody of that song, especially as an instrumentalist or a musician. Mere fact of knowing, okay, this is how the song was sung, doesn't mean you know a song. You probably have an idea of that song. You understand? Some people only know the verse of a song. They don't even know the chorus. So how can you say you know a song when you only know the verse? Where is the chorus? The popular worship song, El Shaddai, El Shaddai. Many people don't even know that is the chorus of the song. They don't even know the verse. But when you ask them, they say, yeah, I know 5 what you can't. No, you have an idea. However, you can get creative. In real life situations, most times people don't want to apply this. But this is going to help you even in your practice, even in your growth. Try to know something for what it is. You want to learn how to play jazz, get a jazz piece, you can start from trying to get the easiest way for you to do any song genre. Like, I teach all this, and I got this is just some pages out of my speed piano tutorial ebook. So I said that is what we'll be using for the whole class. And as we are discussing, I'm going to teach you some stuff and expose some things. So, what was I saying? One second. Okay. So I said, the easiest way for you to play any genre of music is first understand the structure of that genre of music. Every genre of music has a very popular progression. Now, if you say you don't want to play it, this is not going to keep you on the safe side. The safe side is to look for a very popular song or piece that is, if I play this, for example, you already know where I'm coming from. If I play something like this, I play this. You already know I'm going classical. A lot of you have heard this. So once I play this piece, when I play, so if you have a band, they can flow because this is a very popular piece. If I score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, understand? So this is it. So for every genre of music, you should have not. Oh, you can play. You come and say, oh, you want to play reggae. You can play reggae. Yeah, you can play reggae on a freestyle. That is very essential. But what makes it the genre you claim you're playing? You should be able to play at least 4 popular reggae songs that are very popular in that genre, even before you start doing your improvisation. Because you can, before you start doing your own personal creativity, you cannot just start, you cannot build on nothing. There's usually a foundation, songs that created foundations for each genre of music, which you should first. And when you score those particular musical compositions that are associated, that are mainly associated to genre, you are helping yourself. It will make you further understand how this genre works, how that genre of music works. You understand? It will make you further understand. If I play, I think I'm gonna do that. If I do that on C, very simple. I've played a classical piece. You hearing this music, you already know it. I'm trying to play a classical piece. Then I played this as an intro. The audience, they can now feel my vibes. This guy is playing a classical genre. Then I can now introduce my own. I can now do something like that. Unless you are self-composing for yourself, you understand? But what I'm trying to say, even when you're self-composing for yourself, every genre of music you claim, you should, to say you know it. So those people who want to be dynamic, you should know at least 10 pieces of music, or 10 pieces of music that is related to jazz genre. And seriously, it's going to help you understand it even very well. Because by the time you pick like 3 or 4 jazz pieces, you score the songs, you score them, you understand that, you begin to understand how some chord compositions or scales are being used and, placed on the keyboard. You begin to understand some flow. By the time you want to play worship songs, you get like 4, 3, 5, 6 worship songs, you score them, you begin to understand their chord patterns that you can even apply on other songs. You get, it's not a freestyle thing. From there, you can build your own creativity. Yeah, from there you can build your own creativity and become awesome. So that's it too. A lot of people say, sorry, I'm just gonna check the sound. Let's say, we know a song. You just have an idea. You have an idea, but that is one way, and that is why when I teach, remember the link of this book is in the comment section of this video. When I teach, I go down to teach genres of music. All these are very essential. It's going to help. Even before I start playing the piano, it's going to help. You understand? The first thing I teach you is to appreciate music as it is and how to relate with musicians. Then I come back. Then I teach genres of music. So it's cool. So with this genre of music, I'm now able to get popular pieces of music. You can get salsa, reggae. For reggae it's very easy. You have some Nokidubi vibes you can get that everybody can vibe to. So that way you now know what you're doing. Then you can apply creativity and rest. You understand? So that's it. So music, there's always some kind of rules that's there, but this is what you always put in your mind. There are some rules you can bend, actually. There are some rules you can bend, actually, but always know the right thing before you do the left thing. Yeah. Don't start by knowing the left thing before you do the right thing. I know you understand what I mean. So always start by knowing. Once you know the right thing, then before you now know this is the right thing to do. Just like playing chords, you have your 3-note chords on your finger, your thumb, your second finger, your last finger. Now, that's the original way a chord should be, a triad chord. But you can decide to use your second, third, and fourth finger to play the chord. That's comfortable to you. It's your choice. But you know the original way already. So that's it. So the next thing after here, we go further. In my book, I further start talking about musical keys. You see, so this is it. This is topic 2. Topic 1 in my book, I talked about just, telling you what music is, with noise, advantages, and the rest. Then we go to musical keys. Now, why I teach musical keys is very essential because, in music, no matter the instruments you're playing, you're going to come across musical keys. You understand? You're going to come across musical keys. So even before we start touching the keyboard, I usually even explain all the musical keys. So what is this? There are 12 musical keys that are there. A lot of people want to argue what they want to argue. Fine. I'm not here for argument. There are 12 musical keys. We have 7 natural keys and 5 sharp keys. Now, the white keys are natural keys. The white keys are natural keys. While the black keys assume 2 names depending on where they are coming from. So a black key can either be a flat key or a sharp key. You see, that's why if you check the screen, you can see A flat, you can see E flat, you can see C sharp. Obviously, this digital keyboard I'm using is just programmed to adjust some names it's just static. You understand? So the black keys assume 2 names. So in music generally, even before you look at the keyboard first, just know there are 7 natural keys and 5 sharp keys. Why is it sharp? If I go on to C right now, and this is C. If you look at the keyboard, you see white keys, you see black keys. So this is the black keys. This is the white keys. You understand? Now, the black keys are divided into 2 black keys and 3 black keys. It's on every keyboard you have 2 black keys, 3 black keys, 2 black keys, 3 black keys, 2 black keys, 3 black keys. Now, I've not given you the name of the keys. I know a lot of you would know all the keys. You understand? This is just it's a music class, and it way also I can talk to both beginners, advanced, also talk about music business and the rest. So we are talking about music and practice. So what was I saying now? If you look at the first 2 black keys, the white key before the first 2 black key is key C. And the white key before the first 3 black key, for the 3 black key, is key F. So because if you see C and F, they have the same design. You understand? They have the same design. So for a beginner who have issues with identifying where the keys are located, just look at any place on the keyboard. Once you see 2 black keys, the white key before the first 2 black key is C. Then the white key before the first 3 black key is F. That's how you do it. Easy. Now, we all know the 7 natural keys. They're very popular songs. You have C, D, E, F, G, A, B. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you see C, D, E, F, G, A, B. There is no sharp, there is no flat attached to it. And that's why it is called natural. You see? Then we now have the sharp, which is C sharp. We have D sharp, F sharp, G sharp, and A sharp. Because we are going forward. Now, if you're coming backward, A sharp will become B flat, G sharp will become you have B flat, G sharp will become A flat, F sharp will become G flat, D sharp will become E flat, then C sharp will become, oh sorry, we have a late disconnection right away. Just started here. Okay, 1 second. I hate when this happens. Okay, then C sharp will become D flat. So you see, the black keys had 2 names each. So if you're going forward like this, they assume flat position. They assume sharp position. If you're going backwards, they assume flat position. And in musical terms, the term sharp means to go forward. That's what it means. Most times, nobody's going to tell you sharp. Nobody's going to tell you forward. They're going to tell you sharp, move sharp. Then the term flat means going backward. So you see, so the same thing as ascending and descending. So if I say sharp, it means you're ascending. Flat, you're descending. So if we analyze that technique into this pattern, what it means is, if you're going forward from C sharp here, everything becomes sharp. You see what's happening? If you're coming backward, everything, since you're here, everything becomes flat. You start calling them flat. That's one easy way for you to understand why it's that. There's more to it, but it's more easy for you to understand. Now, in the 7 natural keys, if you notice, in these 7 natural keys, which is C, D, E, F, G, A, and B, all natural keys have a sharp key apart from E and B. Now, if you listen to what I said, all natural keys have a sharp key apart from E and B. I did not tell you they don't have a flat key, because that's where a lot of people make mistake. Sharp key. Because we have B flat, but we don't have B sharp. Sounds crazy, yeah? We have E flat, but we don't have E sharp. You should get this book if you've not gotten it. The link is in the description the link is in the comment section of this video. So hurry up right now and get it. You just click and check and download it. So if you are thinking of how can you memorize keys, how is it going to be easy for you to memorize, let me go to the page where I talked about that in this book. So I went down, and there was something that I was going to say. I said musical keys rotates. You understand? It rotates. So musical keys rotates. You see? It rotates. So this is starting from C, like I said. This is C. You have C sharp, you have D. This is when you list all the keys together. I'm going to still analyze it and place it on the keyboard right away also. So all natural keys have a sharp key apart from E and B. So you should always pay attention. And E and B have the same design. You see. So why did I say so? It is easier for you once you know the natural keys, you can easily know the sharp keys. All you have to do is minus E and B, then give sharp keys to the rest natural keys. You have the sharp keys. You have the complete 5 sharp keys, because you have C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Now if you take E and B, you'll be left with C, D, F, G, and A. While you give them sharp sign, it will be C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp. You understand? So, how is it possible for a key to have sharp, but to have a sharp. You understand? How is it for a key not to have a sharp, but it has a flat? That's it. So how is it possible? So because you begin to ask, I said, out of the 7 natural keys, E and B do not have sharp keys. So it means they are sharp keys for all natural keys apart from E and B. So how come E and B they don't have sharp keys, but they have flat keys? It's simple. Now, if you do C, D, E, F, G, A, B, or if we count it all together, we do C, you go to C sharp, you go to D, you go to D sharp, you go to E. Now, you see, on the music, the way it's created, this is E. There is no sharp key, there's no black key here. The next one is F, and that's why you don't have E sharp, you go straight to F. So from E is F. But if you're on E, if you're going flat, you're coming backward, you go back to this black here. So this becomes E flat. So if key E has the flat key, but it doesn't have a sharp key. Magic. The same thing for B. By the time you count to B, you see B has a flat key here, which A sharp becomes B flat. But B doesn't have a sharp key. And that's why from B, you go back to C. And you know, music rotates. It rotates in number. So if you have C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, you start again. C, C sharp, that's just the thing. And what you should understand is from a key to a key, it's called an octave. Understand? It's called an octave. So this is the diagrams I had on my keyboard on the book. So go get that, go download the book. It's there if you want it. So you see what I was trying to explain to you. What I was trying to explain to you about the 2 notes, 3 notes, division and the rest, and how it's aligned and everything. Easy for everyone. Then you see what's happening here. I illustrated the 2 notes, 3 notes, 3 notes. Just easy if you want that. Then you see I said no sharp, no sharp, no sharp, no sharp. So good. Now this is just me explaining everything. So you see what I said about an octave. From a key to a key is an octave. You have 1 octave. So that is so the topic 3 will be semitones. That is how you're able to now know how many octaves you have on the keyboard. Some people go and buy 5 octave keyboard, 3 octave keyboard, 4 octave keyboard. And some people say they sell you your 2 octave keyboard for let's say 1 million naira. Because you don't even know what is octave. So instead of them to sell you 5 octave keyboard, although sometimes the number of octaves a keyboard has doesn't determine what the functions it can do, you understand? Because I've seen some very big, large keyboard with so many octaves, but they are totally useless. Understand? They are totally useless. They are not worth it. So, but at least you should have a keyboard that has 4 octaves is okay. 4 octaves is okay. So from here you're able to see, okay, how many octaves are in this keyboard. 1 second. Okay, how many octaves are in this keyboard right away? So if you have C, once you get this is it. Don't count from the first one. So this is it. If you start from C, don't count this one. It's when you count to the new one, you now call it 1 octave. That's when you now call it 1 octave. For me, a lot of people want to start from here, but no. Just move here. So if you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you go to C, 1 octave. 2 octave. Oh, something's wrong with this one. 3 octave. So this is 1, 2, 3. 3 octaves. You understand? So it's very important. So the octave, like you see, this one is divided into C2. It means there's been a note coming downwards, coming upwards before you get to the C2. So there's this one, there's two, so C2, C3, C4, C5. Why it's important to know all this is because by the time you, it is essential to know this because also some songs that are written, if they are written it down in music sheets and the rest, compositions and the rest, they can tell you C2. If you know C2, it means you're playing at second octave of, don't get confused, it means you're playing at this point. So if I tell you, you have key C here, you have key C here, you have key C here. So if I'm writing my music and I write C4, it means it is this key C I want you to press. If I say C5 octave, it means it's this key C. Not just because you see C means you can press any C. So it gives you the ability to know where the composer is trying to tell you to press. Either is the lighter octave of the heavy octave. And also, this is also very essential for those people that want that are into voice training and wants to know their pitch. You should be able to hit a particular, from C2 to C5, hit your pitch and the rest. You understand? So let's continue. Let's continue right away. So the next thing we went for that to do is, before that, we went for that to talk about semitones. You see, went for that to talk about semitones. So in here, I explained semitones, tones, sharp, flat, root. Now, this topic is a very, very technical. This is where even professionals are having problem with this topic. They're having problem with it. If a lot of people who have foundational issues is from here. It is from this. It is because they missed the proper understanding of what a semitone, what a tone, a sharp, a flat, a root is. That's why they're having issue to date. You understand? Because most things is on the keyboard. If I'm going to play an advanced chord and play something like this, I'm going to tell you, okay, go to flat 5, flat this, flat that, sharp this, go to your root 3 this, root this. So no matter your level of music, you always come across these topics, especially the foundational topics are the most important part of any piano training you should have. At your intermediate and advanced level, you're just expanding on all these topics you did during your foundational time. You understand? So those people who miss it at this point, who missed, they missed the whole foundational classes. They don't grab. They are still having issues till date. To understand concepts becomes hard. So I talked about that. Then went further. You see where I gave the symbols for semitones. Gave the symbol for, and I even came down and I said, look, a semitone can also be called half note or half step. A lot of people use music terms differently, you understand? So in this book, I made sure I reached out to everybody, no matter where you're staying, and so that why it's like that. Because you might have to meet several people, you understand? And several people of different walks of life, music, and the rest. So that's why I made sure I cover. So wherever you go, you're well grounded. So I gave up the symbol for XT, semitone, T tone. You have the sharp sign, you have the flat, and you have the roots. Now, I said semitone can also be called half note, half step, while a tone can also be called whole note or whole step. Beautiful, yep. So I came down, talked about a lot of stuff. Now there's something I want to talk about as we keep going. Now, you see, when I explain this, you see, at this point now, the black keys here assume two names, while you have your white keys there. Okay, let me check this one now. Where I say it's two names, you see, while the white keys remain the same. So you see, these are the two names they can assume. So let's go. Then there's something I want to point out here. Okay. Now, I'm going to explain this before I go. Now, the concept between roots, let me look for where it is. The concept between roots. Okay, so I'm going to explain this concept because this is where a lot of people have issues when it comes to semitones, tones, roots. I'm looking for it. Roots. Okay, roots is the last thing I talked about on this topic, on this particular topic. You can download this book. The description is there. I'm looking for where I talked about roots. Okay. Okay, good. So this is where I talked about roots. So let's go back to here. 1 second. So this is where I said roots. Roots can be defined as the destination. Understand? The destination you're walking from. The destination you're walking from is your roots. So don't mistake it. The roots can be defined as the destination you are walking from. You cannot press a note on the keyboard and call it a. You cannot just. You cannot press a note on the keyboard and call it a tone. Understand? You cannot press a note on the keyboard and just say, okay, this is a tone. Look, okay, this is where I said. As I say, roots can be defined as the actual destination from which any movement is made, which is actually also the destination where you decide to walk from. And it's very easy. You cannot just walk from the air and start playing piano. What I mean you cannot walk from the air and start playing the piano is this. If I tell you play a song, you want to play a song, it means that song you want to play should be in a particular key. You understand? It should be in a particular key. Now the key where you're playing, you want to play the song on, becomes your roots, because we have 12 keys. So if I say play this song for me, you ask me on which key, I say on G. G becomes our roots because that is where we are working from. So if you come to the keyboard and you press G, this becomes your roots. You cannot just press a single note and call it a tone or a semitone. A tone or a semitone is associated after a movement. It's the next movement you make from your roots will determine if the next note is a tone or semitone. It can be a little bit complicating for people who are strange to it. You understand? So any note you press on the keyboard should be a root because that's where you want to work from. Then your movement determines if it is the next note to be called a tone or semitone. I can't really go deeper, but I've explained in details in my book. Okay, I'm going to stop here for now. I'm going to see you some other time. It's a good time. If I have time like this, to talk more about music this way.